Court, Kavanaugh, court, nominee set, court, nomination, court.
Nomination.
Court, Kavanaugh,
Court rights repeatedly undermine our court. Kavanaugh nomination. Americans rights. Kavanaugh rights. Court rights. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh rights. Kavanaugh Americans court. Kavanaugh nomination. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh respect press. Kavanaugh nomination. Court. Kavanaugh nomination.
Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh court. Nomination. Kavanaugh court. Nominee. Nomination. Rights. Court. Kavanaugh nomination. Court. Kavanaugh
Court rights. Americans court.
Kavanaugh court. Nomination. Court's nomination. Court nomination. Kavanaugh court. Nomination. Court. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh court. Nomination. Kavanaugh court. Americans court.
Americans, court, Americans, court, Americans, Kavanaugh, Americans, Kavanaugh, court, Kavanaugh, court, nomination.
Court. Americans court. Americans court. Kavanaugh nomination. Rights. Courts. Nomination. Court. Department. Court. Nomination.
Court, Kavanaugh.
Court, nominee set, court, nomination, court.
Rights. Americans rights. Court. Kavanaugh nomination. Americans rights. Kavanaugh rights. Court rights. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh rights. Kavanaugh Americans court. Kavanaugh nomination. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh court. Kavanaugh nomination.
Rights. Nomination. Court rights. Americans court. Kavanaugh rights. Kavanaugh rights. Americans court. Nomination. Rights.
Nomination. Court. Nomination.